Since winning the title in 2013, PSG have been pretty much unstoppable in France, only missing out on top spot once. However, European glory has so far eluded them. So by 2025, will the Parisians be able to lift the Champions League, and will their French dominance continue? Let's use Football Manager 2020 to find out. Well, throughout the simulation, PSG have been untouchable in Ligue 1. They finished top of the league every season, meaning they've now won 8 titles in a row. The 2024-25 season wasn't even close, with Rennes coming second, a massive 19 points behind PSG. But in the Champions League, things haven't been quite as easy. This season they were knocked out in the first knockout round by Real Madrid, and the furthest they've gone in the competition was the semi-finals back in 2023. And when you find out how much money they've spent and which players they've got, it's criminal that they've never got to a European Cup final, never mind not won it. They've even got one of the greatest managers in the world, with Pep Guardiola joining the club in 2024. His first season ended with a 2-2 draw against Lille, so let's have a look at the team and the other ridiculous players in this squad. In goals, ALPHONSE AREOLA. Do not be put off by this low-key start. ALPHONSE AREOLA isn't PSG's first choice goalkeeper, but he did start the final game of the season against Lille. In fact, it'll be his final ever PSG game, with the Frenchman set to join Benfica in a month's time. PSG's actual number one goalkeeper is David De Gea, who has just completed his first season after a £39.5 million move from Manchester United. His first season was solid with an average rating of 7.02, but you're going to laugh at PSG's next choice goalkeeper. Believe it or not, Loris Karius is also on the books and actually wears the number 1 jersey. He played 3 times in the most recent season and he did damn well, so good on you Loris Karius. Right back was JOAO CANCELO. In 2021, PSG brought JOAO CANCELO to the Parc des Princes from Manchester City, paying £56 million for the privilege. And to be honest, it hasn't really been worth it. Cancelo's averages have never been higher than a 7, and he only ever seems to manage half a season. But of course, PSG have another big name out there, with Nelson Semedo also joining for big money. He cost £41 million from Barcelona in 2023, and he's doing a little better than Cancelo, but maybe right back is just a weak area for Pep Guardiola. Centre back was Marquinhos. Our first centre back is a familiar face, with Marquinhos just completing his 12th season as a PSG player. The Brazilian has been a class act at the back, a rock who's played most games despite having some serious competition around him, particularly this season. But his partner for the final day draw with Lille was an odd one. He was alongside Frenkie de Jong. One of the best players in the world in 2025, Frenkie de Jong is still a midfielder, but for some reason ended the campaign at the heart of defence. The Dutchman has just completed his second season in France, having arrived in 2023 for £132 million from Man United. He's been amazing in the middle, with assists aplenty every season, but maybe centre-back isn't the place for him. PSG have some obscene options though, the first being Samuel Umtiti. The French defender was a bit of a bargain signing by Pep, costing just £18.75 million from Barcelona. And he's been damn good by the looks of things, despite now entering his 30s. Another option PSG have is Kalidou Koulibaly, whose career makes no sense. He left Napoli in 2023 for Cagliari, costing less than £2 million, then after just one season he was released. He would then join PSG, and Koulibaly's barely played, but when he has he's impressed. I just don't understand what's happened here at all. Left back was Abdou Diallo. PSG have got another big name centre back in their ranks, but who's playing left back on this day, with Abdou Diallo showing his versatility as part of an inflated squad. Diallo's done well during the simulation whether he's been on the left or in the middle, but PSG have another star who can play at left back. Alex Grimaldo's also in the squad after his £58 million arrival, and it seems as though the Spaniard is the main left back in town, and based on his averages, he's been doing pretty well in a navy shirt. Holding midfield was BENNAGER. The midfield is also stocked with talent, but the Algerian midfielder is a player who's had a lot more minutes despite the competition. The former Arsenal man cost £39 million in 2021 and has been a reliable figure in front of the defence. He's been a lot better than Casemiro, who's really struggled since his £20.5 million arrival from Real Madrid in 2023. One man who hasn't struggled is N'Golo Kante, with the Marathon man having a pretty good first season following his arrival on a free from Chelsea. Centre midfield was Amadou Haidara. With Frenkie de Jong in defence and another big name sitting on the bench, Amadou Haidara got a chance in the starting 11 on the final day against Lille. The Malian midfielder has only just joined PSG, arriving in January 2025 for £11 million from Qatari side Al Duhail. He's not been great during his 11 Ligue 1 appearances so far, but he did get his first PSG goal against Lille, so maybe that might act as a catalyst for his career in France. He was alongside Issam Medri. With nothing to play for in the final game, Guardiola handed an opportunity to regen ISMAEL. He's 20 years old and played 9 times this season, but only got a 6.2 against Lille. Usually in his place would be a megastar, with PSG ending Paul Pogba's Man United nightmare back in the summer of 2020. Pogba cost £116 million and he's had a much better time away from Old Trafford, clearly enjoying his football, scoring goals and getting assists, dabbing all over the place. But then again, he's just let his average rating slip below a 7 for the first time, so maybe trouble is on the horizon. Right wing was VIKTOR TSYGANKOV. When Kylian Mbappe left Real Madrid in 2023, PSG needed a new hero down the right flank. And 1 year later, they got one. PSG spent £69 million to sign the Ukrainian flyer from Juventus, and his first season was a roaring success. In 23 Ligue 1 appearances, TSYGANKOV got 8 goals, 2 assists and an average rating of 7.25. I mean, it's not Mbappe levels of performance, but at least it's a start. On the left was Neymar. Yes, PSG's record signing is still spending his days roaming the French league, still unable to win the Ballon d'Or despite bullying Ligue 1 defenders every week. Neymar's now the captain of PSG and has enjoyed stellar season after stellar season, seemingly unwilling or maybe unable to get another move elsewhere to try and get his hands on the Champions League again. Maybe he's just going to stay with PSG until he wins it with them. I bet he'll still be there when I sing this in 2030. And up front was Gabriel Jesus. PSG have another Brazilian in attack, with Gabriel Jesus finally becoming the main man away from Man City. I mean, look at these figures, he barely got a game in a City shirt, and as soon as he started regularly elsewhere he started scoring goals. For £77 million, Jesus has scored 32 league goals in 57 appearances, which is a strong tally, and it needs to be considering the backup PSG have got. Not only is Mauro Icardi still there, but they've also got Romelu Lukaku as well. This squad's just ridiculous. PSG don't need a team this good to win Ligue 1. Give the others a chance, come on. So that's PSG in 2025 according to our Football Manager 2020 simulation. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo, and until next time we will see you around.